Tune in to David Faulkner early every single night. We know that he can talk the talk and even fight the fight. We've seen him in the octagon, we've seen him go berserk. Now he's got a talk show and it's called How Fight Works. Tune in to David Faulkner early.
Right, so this is the inaugural episode of the new talk show That's How Fight Works with me, Dave Faulkner, and our new guest, our first guest, should have been a pro wrestler with his name, a legendary doorman, and all over positive fucking guy now. It's Alan Steele. Sorry, we've got no canned. We'll put some claps in there after it. So, yeah, Alan has worked on the door for fucking hell, just in security. How long?
20 odd years now.
20 odd years. Because I think back, it's like, because I started when I was 19. And,
To be honest, I started a bit late. I started doing the Burger Kings. That's how I got into it. I was a welder back in the day, and then got on that, and I was like, so it's easy money, this, getting paid for nothing. And at the time, like, started doing that, and slowly drifted off from the welding. I ended up doing, let's say, the Burger Kings for a bit. Then eventually got my door badge and ended up on the doors, and never looked back really.
Yeah, but it's no, I don't know if the same thing. It's comforting. It's comforting, like getting that dough each time, and it sometimes does help when paying tax in the early days, like. But I always found it was it's because I was working out like and people, there's a terrible like stereotype around doorman. I mean, it was years ago, wasn't it?
Stigma.
It was fucking terrible.
That stigma.
But to be honest, of all the industries I've worked in, the best people I've ever met were on the door. Like and people don't believe. I mean, I think just personally, I think the worst type of person to work with is someone who's not family orientated.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, I weren't really in a little bit more. You're wild, aren't you? Just the attitude and the outlook. But I've met some of the best, not just family men, just best characters ever on there. People like, I mean, like one of my favourite people was on taxis now, Danny Eggety. yeah. He's just thinking, just any lads off the door you want to give a shout out to? Don't worry about leaving people out by the way, because we know that many.
Nah, to be honest, most of a lot of them have all gone now.
Yeah.
They've seen sense.
Yeah, reasons. But I did like back then on Wednesday.
Different ball game now.
Yeah.
It's like, say I still do it when I'm off from my job in the Aussie, like, still do it. And to be honest, the door I'm on now, if I weren't on that door, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Well, I was like, but I found my niece, didn't I? It's like the retirement home for doorman, the Cavan. That's what it's like. It's not like being a doorman, it's like being a dinner lady.
Yeah.
It's like, because you only deal with like Americans and Spanish mostly.
Yeah. And
like they go, like you tell them like to behave and like go and face that wall. It's like being a dinner lady. And it's just like big kids, because you're not dealing with, I think the worst people deal with is people from your own city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I hate that line. Oh, mate, I'm a Scouser. I'm a Scouser. I hate that shit.
And fish bump in the water.
But see, we were always like, I say, it's always seemed like Saurus, and that's what sound. It's like being on a mini holiday, being there. But yeah, because well, I always wanted to get stories out of people on the door, because I think some of the funniest experience I've ever had being on the door, and this coincides with, I think, your love for Scran and my love for Scran as well. And I've just on the way in as well, I was mentioning to you, I remember the story. So, you were on Pink, and I was out on one of my random nights.
So, Pink, yeah. Well missed bar.
Yeah. Oh, it was great, wasn't it? It was great. God, that place, standalone, just probably squashed all homophobia in the world, because it got to a certain time, and just everyone went in there.
Yeah, it was a good bar. Yeah, I met my boy's mum on there.
Yes!
Yeah.
So. It was like, what? Right, we'll digress, we'll talk about that. Tell us about that.
Well, I was single for a very, very long time, and I was working on Pink, obviously, and you don't think you're going to meet the love of your life on there. And to be honest, in my head, I was never having a girlfriend again. I was just staying single forever. That was due to me losing the relationship with my daughter and her mum through drugs again, but we'll go into that. It's been a bit. Yeah, so one of the lads, Ewan, he was working as a keyring lad, and he was coming in with this girl. It caught my attention. Bodge, my girlfriend, fiancée now actually.
Yes.
So yeah, so she coming in with her, so like obviously having a little look at her, and she was fit, like proper fit, and I was like, nah, I've got no chance with her. And then she kept coming in, it's like introduced, and then long story short, one day she posted something on Facebook, and I commented on. She said, all us girls looking for our prince, and he could be stuck up a tree or something. So I commented, come and rescue me then.
That's a belter, that. Get that as a tattoo.
I know. So she's like, what, Prince Alan? So I was like, so I sent her a message saying, here's my number, up to you, blah, 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 when I go out. Yeah. So then, yeah, we ended up going out to Casa d'Italia for our first date. And I turned up in a pair of shorts. And I'll never forget it, Danny Dutch walked past, R.I.P. Danny. Danny Dutch walked past, and he's talking to me, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going on a date, and he's like, fucking like that. I was like, what? It's fucking 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's sunny, like July it was. So anyway, he gets off, and he's just like looking at me, and then as he gets off, she's walking up, and he's like, go where, girl, up the street. And I'm like, what, you know? Then she walks up, and comes and he goes and has a scram. And then after that, she told me straight, she dropped me off and all that, and she gets off, and then she told me straight, and then he never got a second date because I turned up in shorts. He said, you never made an effort. I was like, did we dress shorts? So yeah, so that was the first date. That was all going through Pink. So yeah, so thanks you.
Yeah, no boss. But it's all history now, isn't it? So strong it is now. She's going to be a dad again, aren't it?
Yeah. Another one.
Madness, that. It's boss, well, I tell you the reason, I will go back to that story outside Pink, but the reason I want to do this, it's because you get a lot of negative shit all over social media. I'm not like a big fan of it anyway, but it's like, honest God, I don't sound like a bohemian hippie, right? It's just like when you post now, it's proper, it's joy and it's happiness and it's positivity.
To be honest,
that's where you are now.
Facebook, right? I sort of do wear my heart on my sleeve with it. Yeah. And in my eyes, like, I look back on my posts, like, when you see your memories, and years and years, and all you see is I'm going out, I'm getting off it, I'm on the ale, I'm on this, I'm on that. And I'm just like, what? People must have been looking at it, going, what's he up to? Because I even do it now. I look at it and go, fucking, that's what every post is about. But see, that's in the past now. But now I think I use Facebook the way it should be used. You know, to express yourself, to show you good. Like everything, I post pictures of me and my kids all the time. And even me, I like sort of a daily selfie, and I put them in like a little album because obviously to go back on the past and in the future, my kids want to see what we've done. Yeah, that's boss. Do you know what I mean?
I was shown that just by chance. My missus posts things all the time, and there's pictures like, because I'm not one of them who gets the camera. It's a nice habit to get into, as long as it doesn't consume you, like, but, because some people just can't do anything without the thing, they can't do anything without taking a picture, But I think you've got the right balance of it at the minute, and it's boss seeing it, because I know loads of people who end up in the same industry we did, and didn't come out the other side so fucking well, did they? No. Sorry for the language, if anyone's watching. Yeah, no, so it is. It's absolutely spot on. But I'll go back to that story because I'll end up forgetting. I was out with Dave Winstanley and Lee Walton. Now, Lee Walton, I don't even know his prospecting for the Hells Angels then, but Dave Winstanley's now the chief of arms for the Liverpool chapter, the Hells Angels in Liverpool. So we used to just go on these random nights, and every time Lee Walton just go missing. Funny. It's like a cartoon character in the flesh. So anyway, we were talking to you. Well, we walked past you, we talked to you, and then we tried to go somewhere else. It was probably the Lomax, but we're all into our metal and that. Sometimes you touch lucky and you'd get a metal gig. But in the bus stop, someone had gone on the bus and left the whole bag of shopping. Right? Oh, do you remember it? Yes!
The cakes!
So Lee went, what's this? And that was it. Winstanley went round the corner.
Like for, do you remember the video as well? They had held that cucumber up and I butt kicked it. And then fucking, it was Lee's hand, sorry, and then he threw it right in my face. He's got a video of it. Shares it every year. But then Winston was having a piss. I'm like, Winston Lee! Popped his head out and threw this open tin of beef curry at him. But do you remember there was a...
Crossed away.
Yeah. We came over, look at this now. And there was fish in there.
Yeah.
And you chucked the fish into the chippy and got to cook it for you. I just love it. I was telling someone about that. I went, nah, you just imagine that. But yeah.
That filling station. Yeah. I used to take my own pizzas out of Tesco and
take
them in the grill for me.
You become like, that was it. Like, it's funny because I heard someone, do you know what's wrong around here? Who brings his own food and gets the chippy to cook it. Cheeky bastards. I loved it.
It was funny, like, because to be honest, they used to give us food for that. We used to go in there and sort stuff out for them. So you could go in there and you could live like a king off them. Dinner, tea, whatever, you take stuff home if you wanted. But I sometimes I'd get it and I'd go, do the favour, just throw that in the grill. Or I used to get them smoked sausages, the Matteson sausages. So I actually got one of them the other day into the fridge there. I used to get them to throw them in for me. Like, don't you find that cheeky? Like, no, because it saves them giving me food. They're just cooking it for me.
Well, why, do you know what though? Do you ever think it's just for the laugh? Because they haven't seen you for ages, just go and get some food and just walk in, I told them in for us.
See, I go in there, I do actually go in there sometimes now, it's different owners now. And like you get food off, you get it cheaper. Some of the lads used to still throw you a little bag in that, but I work up a bit up from like on Castle Street now, so I very rarely go in, because to be honest, it's a bit shit in there now.
Where did you get your scran this morning?
My scran? Oh, the Scrannery.
Yeah. Oh, what a name that is. Yeah, it doesn't exist in Liverpool, that,
yeah. To be honest, I only go to the one at the bottom there, the corner cafe, that was a boss brekkie.
Yes, corner cafe shout out.
It is, yeah. If you want a brekkie, go there.
That's one of the mass tag things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's just want to get my haircut then, so drop the kids
well
off.
For the convo today.
Yeah.
No, because listen, I was I grew up in like pubs with my man. I was just like, by the time I was 9, I was a full-on like fat kid, do you know what I mean? And I just got into scran, but obviously years of training and all that, and but I've still kept that fat kid still lives within me, right?
Yeah.
I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with scran. Now my lad as well, I've got me 15 as of recording. Proper big jock, chiseled jaw and all that, black belt kickboxer, loveliest natured fucking individual about, you know what I mean? And he's but he's the same with scran, man. And I took him to, it's like a genetic thing, and it's good to enjoy your food. It's like the same as enjoying breathing, something we need to do.
Yeah.
So why not love it?
Just got to control it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah. No, that's alright though, you're doing it, and like, it's good, and it's just making me happy every time I see it, but it gets me hungry. I don't eat breakfast, and it just, honest God, it's playing havoc in my mind. I just go, oh, do you know what? Saying that, I fell victim to it last 2 weeks, and it was through your posts. I went, you know what, I'm going round, because we've got this, there's a shop by ours since the 80s, and they do the full cooking breakfast all day. Just a little thing at the back, a little griddle, and the spot on. Yeah. Do it however you want it, and that. It's like the Burger King equivalent of a cafe, like, have it your way, bosh. And they've been there for ages. It's literally called The Store. It's been called The Store. They haven't changed the shop since like I was a baby, before I was born. But yeah, just I took my lad to that Ben Brazil, and he has an offer if you were under 10.
Free.
Yeah, well, it was half whack, it was half price. And I took him, and he think you get more than me, and then he charges full price. Well, whoa, said under 10. He went, yes, but he had more than you. I said, does it matter? Yeah. And how old are you? He went, he's 9. He went, I'm 9 but nearly 10. He went, oh my God. And he's like looking at me and looking at him like in shock, giving me like sorting me money out. And years later, 2 days later, the offer was gone.
A lot of business.
But yeah, here's something then, because we're both in serious relationships and that. Is there anything you eat in the house that absolutely knocks your missus sick?
Lamb.
Lamb.
She hates lamb.
My man's allergic to it.
Mine's the favourite. That's my favourite meat ever. She can't stand the smell of it.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I understand. Well, my missus, and we don't know our taxes, we never test them. I'm not going to. But she's allergic to lamb, my missus. And our Dougie had a 7 now. He had baby food, and he came out and brought us as well, so it's the same. No, but it's like any, because I remember I had a mate. I put peanut butter on everything, and that fucking knocks people sick. But I love it. But it's like I had a mate, And whenever he has anything like beans or any kind of timid sauce, he crunch up bags of Watsits and mix it in with it. Honest to God, is there anything weird you do with like scran?
Nah, no,
Yeah,
no.
cause,
To be honest, I'm dead fussy, you know.
yeah, I know you have seen it, cause I remember you...
I don't eat veg,
yeah.
don't eat salad.
Yeah.
And like, say, I get the scrans out of chippy and there's like no veg and it just looks bland, it's just the way I am in it. Sometimes I just eat things on their own, I won't eat them as a meal or whatever, so it's just, it's just, but I've got no like, that I can think of any weird.
Yeah. Well, I think back to the positivity of scran though, that's what people do. They're doing it all the wrong way, aren't they? Because it does, because that's still, it's been going for, since humanity started, like, having meals with people, going for scrans with people, it's great. Yeah. So I've never like touched any recreationals or nothing like that. Yeah. I've never been a big bev yet. Every time I've been out, you've probably seen me anyway, all them 4 times. But literally, I do get that endorphin rush of a proper boss scran, even waiting for it. The longer it takes, and I still it was obviously with the right, at the right amount, but even waiting for it.
He's excited as well.
And I like I said, our Ben's the same, loves the scran. But yeah, so just lead me back to the positive post on Facey. Well, I'm only on Facey, I don't want to be doing on anything else. I'm only on the Facebook.
Basically, a share. What a share, like Instagram account, it just goes straight from my Facebook.
Automatic. I've got something like that, I didn't realise.
And it's better because it's just, because some people don't use Instagram, so some people just use one, what either, but I'd say, I have Facebook and then it just goes onto Instagram. I don't really post on Instagram.
I don't, I just
it's just, as I say, I will start to like seeing the positive stuff and all that. Like at the end of the day, and not everything's always positive, every up and down, do you know what I mean? That's life. But life in general now is just good. So I like to share it.
You can see it's boss.
I like to share my story and I like to show you how, because my life was shit. It was, and I didn't realise how shit it was. I thought, oh yeah, I've got my bird, I've got my kids. Not to say that it was shit with her, but I mean, how I felt about myself and all that. And then, now, I don't feel like that no more. I feel great. It's like, peace of mind I've got. So, I'm not bullshitting as well when I put my posts. You have people who are bullshitters, and they'll post.
I can see it genuine. Yeah. Literally, honest God, it's just a compliment to you, because as soon as I see you, I've known for years, but just boss seeing you in this frame of mind, like I say, people didn't come out the other end that well. It's where you're at now, I love it. Because I'm not saying like I had forbidden knowledge, and just I'd never got into certain things, so a lot of the time it was a bit lonely. I was hard to live with stuff. People I knew it was going down a dark path, but so my dark path, when do you think when did it start, you know? Have you got like a...
They're also from Breck Road. And I used to have...
there you go, that's it.
Yeah. There you go, yeah. Now, I used to have a club called Montrose. I'll tell you what, you meant to be 25 to get in there. I was in there when I was 15. Then obviously I had the Grafton, but I was more the Montrose. And I loved it in there.
I'm on the Grafton, wait, there with you. I started in 2004, wasn't it?
No, I'm not working, I'm not going. So I was 15, 16, going. Yeah. And I met a few people, to be honest, I nearly started working on the Montrose when I was 18. But the fella who had it, I went to his house and he said, you're a big kid and all that, but you're a bit too young. Because at the time, like 20 odd years ago, now, nearly 25 years ago, they were a bit frowned upon taking like young lads on, because he said, take it on and you end up getting used to it and then going. Yeah. And then he's like, he looks like a divvy, sort of thing. So whenever we started going there, and I think it was like, started taking like speed, having a go with that. Drinking obviously, but I was drinking from when I was a kid in the park. I was the one who used to have to go to the offie with all the lads.
You know what, I think everyone who grew up in like Liverpool at a certain time, every family party you'd go, you'd always get, that was always robbing swigs at me, it's like bevies and that, do you know what I mean? It wasn't, but it can easily start. Go ahead, continue, mate.
Yeah, so I'd say it was taking speed first, and then I'd say, obviously, being at house parties and all that, the cocaine started coming out, and having a little go of it. And then, now when I look back at it, I'd say I was addicted quite early, but I obviously didn't realise, because I weren't taking it every day, and I was like, over the weekend, but then obviously, I was finishing work, typical finish work, and like was building boats at the time for my dad. So we finish on work and I am going to the pub straight after in your work gear, having a bevy, then next minute you're getting a bag of cocaine. And then it just escalated from that.
Because I remember you doing loads of nights. Now, when you were working, what was your routine when you finished working?
It's alright, people think stigma, doorman, cokehead, bully boy.
I used to get loads.
Bully boy, juice head. Well, I'm not a juice head for one. I was not a bully boy. And I took drugs a lot long earlier before I started the door. Yeah. So people think, even though people say to me, well, you still do the door, doesn't that mean doesn't bother me taking drugs? I'm like, no, because I used to take drugs before that, so it didn't bother me. And that, like, oh yeah, I'm on the door, let's get some cocaine. I'd normally have it before I took it. I'd take it away.
Yeah, it's a boss point though, because I used that as a thing to, because while you're working, you're not on anything. I know some lads who are.
I was.
Yeah.
I was permanently on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when does
basically, you say I was a functioning drug addict.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the worst, because you get deeper and deeper. It becomes more rooted in you, doesn't it?
It's just a bit, you get up, and if you didn't have any still left, first thing you do is you bag of cocaine, just to get on with the day. It was always an excuse as well. Oh, I'll get it because I'm fucked. It'll wake me up. I'll get it because I'm going to work later, so I'll need it for after. So there's always an excuse, and just that's what I think you've got to admit in the end as well. Yeah. Because it's always an excuse, or it was always someone else's fault. Yeah. It's always someone else's fault.
Does anyone get onto it?
To be honest, right, a couple of times I was working for a certain firm. Well, my nickname was Twisty as well. Not a good thing now. It was funny at the time, but now when I look at it, even people now seeing the streets, I'm like, Twisty, and I'm like, not Twisty no more.
That off, don't they?
The thing, yo. But yeah.
Got to be hydrated, give it.
I don't even drink water normally. It's like the whole thing. But the first firm I started working for, so I got pulled a few times. I was just denying it. Sound alright. And then another firm I worked for, I got pulled like in the office a few times, because there used to be people, right, this makes me laugh, there used to be people who used to sell drugs, right, take it themselves, right, and I went bothered to do it because I knew what I was doing, so you do what you do, whatever. But then they got caught, or so they go, well, Steely's taking it, Steely's doing this, all I was doing, I was just taking it, I weren't selling it, I weren't thinking, I was just taking it, weren't taxing no one, just doing my own thing. So I got pulled in a few times and never got caught. And then one time I did, but I denied it. Got caught with thing on me. I said, nah, it wasn't mine. And I got a warning. So I had same again, a few days, don't touch nothing while you're in work, and then back to it. But there was one time, there was a festival, Concert Square. There was it's like a bit of a karma thing, but backwards. Like a bank holiday all day thing on Concert Square. So I go to work, meant to be in work at 1 or 1 o'clock. Gets a phone call, says, can you get in for 12 o'clock? It's getting busy. So I was like, alright, yeah. So gets dressed there quick, bit. Gets there, goes in the toilet in a bar on Concert Square. And I look as I'm having a wee. Look on the floor. So like, there was this big knot on the toilet. So I kicked it like that, and as I kicked it, it fell, and there was a bag of cocaine on the floor. So I picked it up, and put it in my pocket, goes outside, I'm talking to the other door lads, and we're just talking like at the bottom of the steps on Concert Square, and then he starts like being dead weird with me, and I'm like, what's up with you? He goes, have you just dropped a bag of coke? And I went, no, why? And then I went, oh shit, I went, yeah, I just found one, and this is genuine. And then he went, it just fell out of your pocket on the floor, and the manager just picked it up. So I went down to the manager and said, you just found a bag of cocaine on the floor. He went, yeah. I went, listen, I just found that. This, that, the other. Okay. So one of the managers coming out to. So then I got sent home. I hadn't even started an 18-hour shift yet, and I hadn't given any money to my girlfriend until this day, because he was relying on this fucking 18-hour shift. So I got legged, fucking, what did I go and do? when I bought a bag of
Straight
cocaine.
away?
No, when I went straight got a bag of cocaine after it. You know, just lost my job. Straight away go and buy a bag of cocaine. Then it was like, don't know what to do, don't know what to go home. How am I getting out of this? Because in the past I've got out of it, I blacked my way out of it with that. Just said, oh yeah, no. But I was like, this can't, that's not happening. So, goes home and tells her and all that. Fucking, she didn't believe me, obviously. Like, even now she starts me about that and she doesn't believe me, but it's true, they found her. So, for that fame, I couldn't work on all the doors around Concert Square. So they put me on another one over the road. And again, working, Ed Dorman was off there, he was off for a bit. And he didn't like me anyway for some reason, I don't know why, but he didn't.
Because you're handsome, just jealousy.
So, he's off for 2 weeks, so I'm working on this bar, Champions League final, or so that's 2019, that the week leading up to that. Same again, in there. He comes, everything's sad, he comes back. And on the Saturday, he was there the Friday, Saturday the next day. Me and him start early, and it was empty in there, so I went to the toilet. As I went to the toilet, one of the door lads who was off was in there, and he went to me, do you want to go with this? And I went, nah, that's alright. Because that's one thing I wouldn't do, I wouldn't take it off with the door lads, because little snitches, right? Which, this is going to put me point on. So, I'm having a wee, and he sticks his arm in, and goes, yeah, have that for after. So he gives me something in a tissue, so I just put it in my pocket. Sounds. So, as I'm coming to the toilet, one of the staff goes to me, can you get them down from upstairs, because it's not busy enough to get up. So as I go upstairs, get them down, I'm coming down, the Ed Dorman's flying up the stairs, and I knew exactly why he was going up the stairs. And what's up, mate? He went saying, I'll see where you're at. I went, so you're getting people from upstairs. Sound. So it comes down, I'm leaning on my banister like that, I could watch him talk to this lad, and they're looking over, and he comes over to me and goes, go and sign a book. I went, I've already done it. And he went, no, you're going home. So I was like, what are you on about? No, you're going home. And I was just like, why? He went, you know why? So I walked out and he's outside the door with another lad. So I went, what's going on? He went, don't make me embarrass you in front of everyone. So I was like, what are you on about? So I even told him about, listen, whatever he's told you, bollocks. Because he's probably told me, I've had it, you know what I mean? Which it hadn't. And it upset me that. So in the end, I walked away. Let's go and tell like the lads who used to run things and all that. And to be honest, then that was me done with that fame. I was just like, right, sounds stuff for a new line of work. Pardon the pun. So yeah, so I left that fame. What was that? The baby was due, wasn't it? I think the baby. No, the baby. Yes, you think she was pregnant.
How long ago was this?
2019.
Yeah. Oh,
so
no, it's not that long ago, is it?
No. So that's when it started coming out. Then people knew, but people like obviously no one was in work and doing all that. So people would start jangling shit and all that. But then I took myself away from all that, and then started working on building sites. That was worse.
I seen that look then when you said it.
On my own.
Yeah.
Taking cans with me. Yeah. Getting cocaine dropped off, sitting on a site on my own, so I'm drinking then as well. And then I'm saying taking drugs. And then what made that worse, he never paid me for months, so I ended up leaving. After 5 weeks I worked for him, I never got paid. And it took me 5 months to get my wages back. But I got it back in the end through I had to go to tribunal with them over that. But that was, yeah, so I got myself into a load of debt as well through that. And then, come on, you talk about something else now.
Yeah, no, I just want to know, so what was the proper turn? No, it's good, it's about you, it's not even about me. I've got to get all this, it helps as well because it's called talk therapy, isn't it? You talk about it, you just probably just squeezes all the demons out.
Yeah.
It refreshes, it's like rebooting a computer. That's what it does when you reboot a computer, it gets all the junk files out when it restarts again. So what was the definitive turning point, or was it a gradual thing? Tell us about that to get back to where you are now. I want to know about the transition.
The definitive turning point was in my life was fucking me off. She threatened me, and obviously it was like, yeah, alright, sound, whatever. And as I say, I lost the relationship with my daughter and her mum through drugs, so you thought I would have learned, but when you have an addiction you don't realise.
What I found though as well, when when something like that happens, that sorrow on top, it's just a vicious circle, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's another excuse. Yeah. So she fucked me off, and we were getting a house. She said to me, "You're not coming. You've had too many chances." She went, "You're not going to change." And I was saying, like, I am. So, comes to the point where she signed for the house and all that, and then she said, "You're not coming." I up until the last day, I was like, "Yeah, I'll be going. And then she started moving all the stuff in. I was like, "Shit, I'm not going here." So then obviously I had to go and find my own place, which I ended up moving in shared accommodation, which I'm in one now, like, but that's just for now. Yeah, so, well, she moved out of the house, and I was there with a mattress on the floor, because I had to stay there for a few days, and I tell you, on the floor facing me. So before I moved into my place, I had to stay there, so that was like slumming it in my eyes. But still got drugs, still got drink. And then when I moved, what I used to do, I'd video call my kids every day, especially when I'm in work, and when I'm not there, on WhatsApp and all that. I always, if I'm not there, I always say good night to them, blow them a kiss, give them a little heart and all that. But anyway, so this time, she phoned me, I was in where I was living, and she phoned me, and she said, "You're on drugs," and I was like, I'm not. I was. So, slams the phone down, gives me a load of abuse, "You're not seeing your kids no more, this, and then blocks me on everything. So, I was like, yeah, alright, sad. And then, carried on again, an excuse, fuck it, fuck everything, just get drugs again, drink. But this time, I was bad, but I went fucking off the scale list. I went bad. I was getting bottles of vodka and drinking them straight, and just, yeah.
I didn't even know all that.
Yeah. In the end, I was sitting in where I lived, in the dark, taking cocaine. Sitting in the dark, all lying on my bed like a fucking board. And this went on for a few weeks, and basically all I had left was my job. Like, and I was like, "So, do you know what? I'm going to end up losing this, because like everything else I've lost." But that wasn't what made me turn it down. I mean, turning it down was basically stopping me. She said to me, "You're not seeing the kids no more." She said, "That's it. So, after a bit, that was it. Halloween, we organised something for me to go trick-or-treating with them, and then because of that, she said, "You're not seeing them." I was like, "Sound alright." So I ended up on it all day. And then she was telling me texts saying, "What's happened to you? Fucking, you said you were coming." I was like, she said, "I can't see them. You made promises, all this." So I was just like, "Alright, so nothing I can do now." And then that day was when I reached out. Like, well, I'd already reached out, through the week I'd reached out, but Halloween was the day I got accepted on the same recovery program I was on.
Yeah. Where's this one?
Break Free.
There's an old free. Oh yeah.
Break Free. Lee Butler does it. With
as well.
And Marcus Nicholson.
Yeah, and I'm sure one of the boxes the same with as well. It was on it. I think it was on that one. I won't name in case it's
Yeah, so this is like for a week. Then what they done? They messaged me saying, "Yeah, we've got a place on the program. Starts on the 1st of November." So I said, "Okay, I'll send you the money on the 28th when I get paid." And he went, "No, it needs to be paid now. So your place is guaranteed." I'm like, "Well, I can't afford it at the moment till then." So he went, "Okay, we'll put it on the next day in block." So I was like, "Okay, when's that on January?" I was like, I'll be thinking things, I'll be fucking dead then. So I was like, "Alright," so it's hard to borrow the money, obviously. Couldn't get the money for that, but I could get the money for drugs. It's fucking mad, mate. There was always a way to get money for drugs, or to get drugs online. So anyway, this day I was in man, and I was under the influence. I was drinking and taking drugs. Get a message off this number. I didn't know who it was. I was like, because another thing you should do, if I see my phone rang, I'd hide it under my pillow, like it's gonna do something, and then I'd pick it back and go, "Who's that?" But so this person says, I'm so-and-so from Break Free. There's a place starting in a few days, do you want it? So they spelt my name wrong, right? So then I'm going, well, this is now I know with my addiction talking, going, it's black that. Yeah, I can't even spell your name, right? It's a scam, because that's what, there's always like a dot or something in the scams, isn't it? So it's going to me, don't reply to that. So when I didn't. So I was sitting there and then I went, do you know what, I don't care. If it's a scam, it's a scam. If it's not, it's not. So I replied to it. She went, send the money to this account. So I was going, so even then I was doubting it, but now I know, say that was me addiction, because say that voice, people you're hearing your head with saying, shall I have one, shall I not, just don't go mad. That's your addiction, and people think you're going mad. You think, but it's two different things. You got you and that. So yeah, so in the end I just went, so what, I don't care. I messaged Marcus and Lee saying, it's been accepted on the group, is this genuine? He went, yeah, sound. So send the money. And even when they found out you had to pay for it, straight away, fuck off, all the others are free. Just go to the ones that are free. And I was like, nah, this seems to work. I'd never tried no others as well. This was my first go in recovery. So I sent the money and he went, right, it starts on Monday, which is the 1st of November. So Halloween was the day before, that time, let the kids down, used that day, stayed up all night. We got added into these WhatsApp groups, which explained everything, how it works and all that. So I was still up, I was just lying in bed and watching all the videos. And they said like, don't put no input in it until tomorrow, like the next day it was, and let me get into it. So this was on the Monday. First meeting was on a Thursday. You have a meeting once a week, and then you have a walk around Crocky Park for Saturday. And then they also give you see, this WhatsApp group is what it was used for is when you hear your addiction speak, like get a bag of coke, get this, do that, or a little cheeky one now. You used to voice it in the group, and so whatever you heard, you'd write, this is what it's saying. And by you
actually like literally hear a voice?
Yeah.
That's insane, never knew that, mate. That's heavy, that.
Yeah, I'd say it's your beast mode, innit? Your neocortex, innit?
I mean, I understand the nature of like how it works, I just never knew that.
Yeah, well, because obviously I was addicted to drugs, that was my vice in the end, so that's what it was. Like obviously your food, you get it with food, just go and get a putty hole, kind of, more of that.
I still get that way.
So do I, but that, you need food to survive. You don't need drugs to survive. Absolutely. Because you've wired your brain in, you eat food every day, taking drugs every day. It's then the same, it's with the same angle. So when it's going, do you want a burger? It's saying, do you want a bag of cocaine instead? Like mine was more drugs than alcohol. I wouldn't drink if I never had cocaine, and I wouldn't take coke. Well, I would take cocaine, sorry, without the drugs. So I say when we joined Break Free as well, he said for it to work, you've got to stop both. And I was like, but I haven't got a problem with drink. You know, well, if you haven't got a problem, then there's no problem, is there? Stop. I was like, oh, right, yeah. And do you know what? Obviously it works, because I'm sat here now.
I mean, what's the framework of it? If you're allowed to speak about it, I know they've got a system, and those people, I know there's going to be like companies out there going to jump on the bandwagon and try and make a bit of money out of people, but are you allowed to talk about the system stuff they're doing and how it works?
Well, yeah, that's to say, that's the tools, they give you tools. It's voicing in the group. You fast forward the tape, which means is when it comes into my head and it says get a bag of cocaine, I then fast forward to what will happen. So if I get that cocaine, what's going to happen next? Well, I'll get the cocaine, and I guarantee you, as soon as I've had some of it, I'll regret it. Then an hour later, I'll probably sat there with the blind shut. Half an hour later, tell you it'll be off, or it'll be on zero, and you still think it's too hard. Then an hour later, I'll be lying on the bed, scared to move. Then I'll be regretting it. So you just fast forward to where it's going to take. So you go, so I'll get it, and then I'll go swerve all that, I'll just go, right, I get cocaine, I'm lying on the bed in the dark in silence in 2 hours time.
That's way to frame it, isn't it?
So,
it's reality, that, isn't it?
yeah. So there you go, so the voice in the group, when your voice, then you have the mentors and everyone else is in the group as well, who are on the same, so everyone's putting their input in.
A little bit of camaraderie as well, everyone eggs people on in a positive way.
Yeah.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, so what else there? It's just I don't even think now.
Yeah. No, but the walks, you're saying walks?
Yeah, the walks,
doing
the Saturday walks, you meet up in Crocky Park, and there was 3 groups, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but everyone meets up in the group. The organisers stand there and say what they need to say and all. And you walk down to the cafe and everyone just integrates with each other. And it's what, like, now I go now when I'm off work in the hospital. I go and I'm now on the wall now. So I'm sitting there watching, you know what I mean? Which is, it's good, but when I'm looking there, that's one place I'm never going back. I'm never going back to that side of the wall. Opposite, you know what I mean? Yeah. Never, I don't care. It's not putting me back there.
That's boss though.
Yeah, so we go, and I say I go and meet where I can. You have team members, so when you leave, you can be part of the team if you want, but I said it once, I want to get on with my life. Appreciate everything what's done. When I go to walks, obviously I'll talk, like you have hikes once a month, I go on them. So I'll give advice out there if anyone needs it. But like say being an actual official team member, I was like sorting to break free, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, get it.
But I'll be forever in the debt to them, because I would not be, even though I done it all, I done everything what I needed to be done, but obviously with their guidance, I've got everything back. It's like the word recovery. Yeah. Lee posted something about recovery, she said to go through the day. People mention the word recovery, and they look at like, fuck, you're recovered in alcoholic, but you know what? Yeah, you're in recovery, but when you're recovering everything you've lost.
Yeah, that's shown it.
And that's the way, when he said that word, do you know what? That's right. So yeah, in recovery, like people say you're in recovery, yeah, maybe I'll be in recovery for the rest of my life, right? But the way we think about it is, like we don't count days on. Like I'll go, yeah, I'm a year, 2 years, but we don't, in the other groups, it's every day, live day by day, I don't live day by day, because I'll never drink or take drugs ever again. So I don't need to go one day at a time. So, yeah, so the recovery thing is, so yeah, I was in recovery. I'm not an addict no more as well. I don't say I'm an addict because I'm not. I don't take drugs no more, I don't need them, I don't want them, I don't rely on them. So I'm not an addict. I was, but I'm not. So all the things I lost, I've now recovered everything. Got me my girlfriend back, sorry.
What about it? Anything like
I got my kids back.
It's not making sound $1 million.
I got my kids back.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is now my fiancée. We're going to get engaged and married, which would have been a lot sooner, but now we're also as well, we're expecting a baby boy. So if you don't think about turning things around, I'd say that's pretty good at changing things and turning things around.
It's boss, mate, then.
And recovering everything, plus more what I've got.
Listen, this is the reason. It's just, like I say, I'm positive minded anyway. Yeah. I'm overly positive. It knocks people sick sometimes, but it's like when I see, I do look forward to seeing the post stuff, because it's like you said, there's a lot of people who are not genuine. It's totally genuine what you're putting out. And do you know what I do love? I love where you always put hospital pennies.
Large people up, you know.
Yeah, no, but it just seems to me like you're happy getting it, because you're thinking about where it goes. This is just my outlook on it, because this is what I do. I think about, because when I go to work, I think about what I can do with my kids, what allows me to do with my kids, and it does seem the same as what you're doing.
Well, do you know what, Dave, right? For years, right? I've always had a job, right? Even when I say I've lost jobs, I've always got work like that, and I've always had like 2 jobs, or I've worked on 2 or 3 places and all that. So I've always done the hours, but the money, it was just went on drugs. It did. Most of the time, I'd turn up to work and get my wages before I'd even start my shift to go and get drugs. So I'd be there for the father to get home, or father to get the bus next day, stuff like that, and then rely on my big weekends to give the money to the house. But yeah, I never had no money. I had money, but I never. If you get what I'm saying, because so the money I should have had, could have had, would have been phenomenal. The money I've worked out, what I've wasted is unreal. You wouldn't even believe it. And so yeah, so I never used to have a pot to piss in. Always chasing money, always borrowing money, always strapping drugs. This, that, never think over the important. Walking around like a scruff. Even now, get me hair cut, right? Shit, me hair cut like once a month, wait till it grew like that. Now it's every other week, you know what I mean? It's just look good. Got all loads of nice clothes now. Just walk around like me slazzing your gear. Got slazzing your gear sitting in the house. Yeah. Right? But I used to walk around in it, and I'm not slating off people.
I go to weddings and slazzing. No, it's like the photos though. I think that's the main bit as well. When you're sharing photos from how you was.
Yeah.
And I remember you when you were working, and you had that look about you. But you don't, even myself, you don't see it there then until you put it in comparison to now.
What I used to do as well with photos, right? Take a selfie, and I used to make sure my eyes were alright in the photo because Boz used to zoom in on them and then screenshot it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. It's the light, it's this, that, do that. And now when they come up, I straight away go, fucking stay to them. How I used to think I used to look okay, and I wasn't.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. That's with any addiction as well. It's the blagging, isn't it? All the time.
Well, going back to the pennies thing, yeah. So now, money wise, I've got enough savings. I've got savings, you know what I mean. And take me and Boss, we take the kids everywhere we can now. As soon as we've got time, if she's in work, I'll try and take them out, vice versa. But the pennies thing, yeah, it does wind people up.
Why
so I don't know. People like, why you keep saying pennies? Because I'm looking, right? But yeah, the pennies, that's what I say to the kids when I'm going to work. Daddy, where you going to get pennies so we can go out?
I say something similar to mine.
Kids now, if she needs anything, she only has to ask. Whereas in the past, it'll be next week, or yeah, I'll sort it, I'll sort this. Now, I don't have to worry about nothing because I'm putting my money to good use. So I say, what savings, which I've never had, like the baby that's due now, in the past, most of the time, well, the other three bought everything and I've just threw money in. And it might be embarrassing to say, like, but now, this baby, I've got everything ready to buy it when it's ready, you know what I mean? Just don't have to worry. So she said it to me the other day, she said to me, this baby's going to be different to the other three. She went, because you're here now, and you're present. Whereas in the past, like, when the other kids were born, she had to stay in hospital. First thing I could was like, getting drugs. Yeah, the baby's sad, I'm going to get drugs, celebrate. Do you know what I mean? Not nice, but it's, as you say, you can't look back. No, don't look back in the past because you can't change it.
I'd just say one thing though, when you talk about it, you can see, because sometimes you'll go into that thought and you think about how it was, but I'd just talk about it as a different person though. Just talk about it totally separate.
That was not me.
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, you're totally somewhere
up until
world away now.
Up until I joined Break Free, and I stopped taking drugs and stopped drinking. This is me now. So this is like it's mad this because I was a kid, yeah, I grew up, got into that world. So from 16, I'd say when I was 21, when my daughter was born, that's when it had hold on me. That's when it fucking hit me by the bollocks there. Until I was 41, because yeah, in 2 years this year. So until I was 42, I'm 44 this year. So I've only been me for 2 years. It's crazy.
I know, it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah, I've only, and still sometimes miserable and all that stuff, like, because there was people who say, oh, he's a miserable fucking him and all that, but you know, that was all down to drugs as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I've never got that vibe off it. I've always got, even when you're in the clutches of it, like,
there's all the show was a mask.
No, but still, there's bits of you who shine. That's why I've always, how many people I've worked with, again, in like security, thousands.
Yeah.
And it's not hundreds of thousands, isn't it?
Yeah,
go through the years.
People come and go.
And you only recall that handful, you're in there. And that's just how you was anyway. I don't think you were totally finished, you weren't. You just had something hanging over your head. Yeah,
so I say, you put a mask on, and people but don't see, you got your mask there, and not only seeing that, which is in front of it. Behind the ears, all the shit that's going on, and the hate and the fakeness, and just it's all bollocks. And that's what people need to realise as well, is, like, when they used to have my nickname Twisty, everyone was like, Twisty, this, that, that, and now it fucking makes me cringe. Because I used to go on benders for days and think it was Billy Big Bollocks and all that, and now I just look and go, you fucking hell. It does, it just... I'm laughing because it was that fucking stupid. But, as I say, gone now. Never see that again.
Yeah, it's something like... I've noticed, because we, obviously, I'm 43, so around like similar age. When we were growing up, there was still... What put us off a little bit more from drugs and stuff is because things used to... Even people used to smoke pot secretly. Yeah. And it was secretly. Everyone do stuff secretly. But now, I don't know,
it's open.
The model I own. Yeah, it's like a thing, where it's like cool to do it. I think it's going to get worse.
As you say now, you'll be out, and someone goes, yeah, do you want a drink? And you go, no, I don't drink. What?
Yeah.
You don't drink? No, I don't drink. Everyone has a drink? No. And then, why don't you drink? Well, do you want to go? So then you end up telling them why. Well, this will happen now. I get cocaine. I'll end up fucking sitting in the house on my own. My kids won't get no money, this and then you look at it like that and go, oh, as if sorry they asked. Or you'll get ones who'll say that and you go, do you know what, mate? I know exactly what you mean. But I can't stop this. And same with cocaine. You walk in the toilet, like, I still do the draw, yeah. And it doesn't bother me. Yeah. I see people taking it, I walk in the toilet taking it, so what? I don't. Yeah. I don't take it no more.
It's always a buzz though, that you don't.
Yeah, I don't take it no more. And people say, same thing as well, they'll go, do you want one of them, lad? And I go, nah, don't take it, mate. What? I go, yeah, ruin my life. Oh, alright, mate, Sam. It's like the saying, and you say about to drink, you'll offer you a drink as well, and you go, oh no, do you remember? Oh, you can't drink, can you? And they go, well, yeah, I can. What do you mean you can? You can't, because, no, I can drink, because I can go into a bar, I can go, can I have a pint of this, or can I have a bottle of that, and I can pick it up, and I can drink it like that, but I choose not to. Not that I can't.
People that their heads go fuzzle, don't do it.
Not that I can't, because I can't, it's that I choose not to. Because if I choose to do it, then my life goes in the bin again, and I lose everything. So, that's oh yeah, I'm going back to another thing with Break Free, a list of pain. They tell you to write down, right, everything that's bad that's happened, through things you've done, to what happens, and so when the thoughts come in your head, and they're like, same to fast forward the same thing, well, with that list, like I've got mine still upstairs, at first you carry it around you everywhere, so when you get that thought in, like, you just open your list and it goes, right, no money, don't see me kids, sitting in the dark, fucking done this, done that, fuck that. So that's where it takes you to, is back to your list. So that's what I'm saying there. So if I say, yeah, I can choose to take a drink or take cocaine, but I end up back on my list. So I'm not going there. So
boss, the system's great. I love it. I love that. The fast forward one's a cracker. It's putting things in stark contrast, and it does work. Also the word, how hard it's saying the word addict. While you I've noticed
against the stigma in it.
Well, that's why my mate get a call because he knows who he is. He started strong when he was about in his 30s, not early, never touched anything, only started having a pot, but got terrible. There was complaints and the thing, everyone thought he had to grow in his house, and went to stop, just never done it. Now he's got fully fledged into it. And well, that was it. Sort of said to him, he said, I'm getting a promotion in work. But that sounds, do you know that you're an addict, a drug addict? No, I don't do it like that. I'm not trying to sound like a school teacher or someone who's totally vanilla. I'm just trying to put it in the actuality of it. I said, do you know, what do you mean a drug addict? No, because you're addicted to drugs, you're a drug addict. He's going, I'm not, I just have a little pot now and again. I said, no, but, okay. He said, now you're in denial. So then it starts going down. Half taking the piss and half laughing, but still half trying to, so he looks within himself. And people just don't get that. And I think, to help the world, I think they need to bring that back in.
Because what as well as like, when you saying that to him, when as soon as he says, what are you on about? That is addiction speaking. You used to see in the meetings, even myself, people would talk, right? Oh, you get asked questions, right? I say to like I'd sit there, when the first time I ever like with me, sit there and you'd watch someone and you just go, open your eyes and go, wow, because you can see their addiction talking.
Yeah.
And you just look back and go, wow, fucking hell, mate. Because I say, you're rational thinking and you're addictive thinking. So when you think rational, you say you wake up in the morning and you go, fuck, I'm not doing that again. And then you're like, don't go mad this time. Just have a little one. That's your addiction. And you fucking believe it. Because then as soon as you have that little one, it's got you then, and you're fucked. And that's the thing now, is when it does, like mine still speaks to me, it speaks to me, and you voice it, but I'm at the stage now where I'm still in a group, but I don't really use it to voice now, because I've left it, I've got on with my life, and you control it myself, I've got control of it now. So when it speaks, when it speaks, get this, get that, I go, well, don't take cocaine, so why would I want to do that? Or if it does, yeah, I'll lose my kids. Talk back to it. Fucking nothing to people that you're fucking going mad. You don't have to say it out loud, or you can if you want. Just talk back to it, like, I'm not taking it, but to yourself, you know what I mean?
Boss, you can see where you are now, because the way you're just saying things, that nonchalant, not worried about any stigma and stuff. And the way you're just saying it now.
So what, like, that's one thing with my story as well. Like, when I first split up with Boz as well, people thought I was battering it. And why we split up, because I'd done it in and stuff like that. And I just went, nah, do you know what? I come out about all the drugs, because it was like, I'm not having people thinking. She always used to threaten me, I'm going to tell everyone. And she never, until I did, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was like, I'm not having fucking people thinking I'm a fucking wife beater. So I'd come out with the drugs, and also I'd had enough, and that's the first step, going, whoa, and it all come out in a Facebook post. Got it all out, and people were like, I didn't realise, and all that. Like, well, I'm just telling you now, I did not batter her. That's why. Yeah, because I'm a drug addict. And once you've got that first step, and that's the same as well, it's the same, as you say to you, when you go into the break today, the first thing you say to you is, have you had enough? Fuck yeah, I have. I've had enough, mate.
I thought I had enough,
And some people don't realise that they have, and then they go back into that, but I've had enough, and I'll never ever take drugs or drink again. I'll say that to the camera.
No, I can tell exactly where you are, mate, and I know you're not lacking a single bit of conviction with it. What I've always found as well, though, people who are in it, because you can't help, you literally can't go and help people, can you?
No.
You can't. If someone sold you just fucking know them. You've got to be ready, haven't you?
Yeah.
Everyone's got it. When they're ready to do it, they do it. I've found it, because I've had family members on heavy stuff, and when they were ready to do it, because I had two, I had my brother and my cousin, and they're no longer with us due to all this shit, but well, partly due to it, but when they, I mean, I'm talking about a lifetime, like a third of life, 2/3 of life, were in the clutches of this, but only when they were ready, that's when he got clean of it.
Obviously, Bodge tried to get me to stop. I was like, yeah, I will. Loads of people say to me, you're still taking that? I used to always, my best friend was, not as much. Fucking hell, what a bullshit that was. But when I joined Break Free, I didn't join for me, I joined for Bodge and my boys to get them back. But then, when you join the programme, this is when they say to you, right, you need to put them to the back of the queue at this moment. You've got to do it for you, and you alone. Then when you do it for you, you trust the process, and then everything will fall into place. Naturally, you don't have to get it on. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and it's so true. I joined the programme. Obviously, while I still started the programme, I weren't seeing them anyway. So I got a few weeks under my belt, then I was allowed to. But then that's when I realised, this is for you. You've got to find yourself. And then when you find yourself, I say, it all comes back. Like, my relationship didn't come back straight away. We had a lot of ups and downs. And then I got to a point where, even though we had got together again, then we got split up again, got back, it got to a point in Christmas just gone where we thought that was it. And then we had a little talk, a big talk, and it was basically, if it's going to work, it's going to work, if it's not, it's not. And we both realised we wanted each other, and we wanted to be a family. That's all she ever wanted from me, and in the end, obviously that's all I ever wanted as well, me fucking kids and my girlfriend. And so we had that talk, and then we made it like, so we made it over. And now, as I say, we're engaged, a new baby, got my family back, never losing them again. So it's all, like you say, it's all good.
Oh, it's bad, mate. I was just made up, like, because straight away, as soon as I just got in touch with you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I was just like, I thought, because I was thinking about who I'm going to get on first.
Yeah.
And I've got a few there. And to be honest, I'm on the phone one a bit and I said, I'll get another one in. But, I'll see. Well, the weather's good now, so the sports day is still on. I think so. I think I'll be going to that. Because like I am, I'm totally family orientated, and I'm just like, I'm in there. And it is, it's the best. I mean, they always say the most addictive drug, if you could synthesize it, be endorphins.
Yeah.
And your body produces that, and you get it through family things and just being loved by your kids and seeing them react to
natural endorphins.
Yeah, and it's the best thing in the world, and that's what I've always been on, endorphins, so that's why I do stuff like this. And again, I got a little bit today, stepping in today, setting this up for the first time and that. And obviously I've had practice, been setting up to do a proper talk, and it was good. It's just, things like this are good, isn't it? And getting this out, and as soon as this gets out as well, what you'll find, people who know you as well, like, it's the other things, like you were nervous, wasn't you, as well, when you came in?
Yeah.
But then as soon as we got going, you've always been a good natural talker. You've always been boss of it. And that's why another reason to get you in. And another thing, I'm never going to get boring people on here. Always get people interested, deep roots of morals, boss stories. And another reason I started this as well is because it's called That's How Fight Works. And because I used to fight professionally and stuff, well, mostly as a hobby, mostly on the door. But it's not just about that type of fighting, as soon as, because it was me, everyone thought, oh, just get fighters and get so and so. No, it's not about that. It's any fight, and it's positive fights. We ain't going to get people in, people who've been getting paid to do people in that. None of that shit, right? Because the underheading of it is a celebration of positive violence. That's just a little bit yes. That is about that good stuff, but but that's how fight works, different fights, and it's about like your fight, that fight you've just had. Yeah. And I fighting like professionally or fighting as a hobby or last minutes, your fights lasted how long? How long did you say? Many years?
26 years addiction.
Yeah, and now you finally won that, and that's what I'm saying. That's what, and like, and that leads to the point where I've called it this.
There's a few people on that program as well who young kids, 22, 23, and their addiction's telling them they're too young to stop. You've got loads of like, and I told them straight to go, listen, I wish I could have stopped at your age. If I had what you had at your age, and a lot of people on the program would have said the same, we were older, how much good future you've got. Do you know what I mean? Because the way I think of it now, I'm oldish now, but also
you're prime and you're 55.
But also, right, by me stopping that lifestyle, right, I hope to think that I've got a lot of life left in me now. Because a lot of people who I know who passed away around my age, a bit younger, me a little bit older, whatever, a lot of us drinking drug involved in it. Do you know what I mean? It might not have been on the death certificate, but it's...
They never talk, it's a domino effect, isn't it? When someone dies, it's always a domino effect. It's a knock-on effect of loads of stuff, and usually one of them dominoes is bigger than the rest. And I found a lot of time... You used
to done it myself many times. People have died, but through cocaine, alcohol, and there's me in the wake in the toilet sniffing cocaine and drinking alcohol of what that person's died of. Do you know what I mean? Just,
Remember, and don't worry about time it is. I used to have, probably the only thing I've had issue with was a bit of existential threat, worrying about what time we've got and all that. And when I got into my 40s, like the cosmos give me a new gift. Every time I get a decade older, I get a bit more knowledge. And I don't worry about time.
To be honest, I do it intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
And mostly I get it when I go to I do think about a lot what you need to stop. Is when I was using, I didn't care. You don't. As long as you had drinking drugs in my system, I didn't care about death or whatever, or you don't think about death. Then now I've stopped, I lie there and I think to myself, now I want my kids, because my kids are all young, I want my kids to be old enough for me to be still here to remember me. I don't want to pass away before to not remember me, and that's the thoughts I have, which is sad, because I shouldn't think like that.
No, yeah, so things like that, even like I remember when there was a campaign, there was a hashtag, say no to hate, and it's bullshit shit like that. That's just for fucking likes and clicks. What is that's still emotion you need that. Now, when because you've took on all these responsibilities now.
Yeah.
You've got them all, you've accepted how you was, you've accepted who you are, you're happy, you're in a good place. But with them responsibilities comes that protection thing, and you do get nervous over it. It's a natural thought. And how I dealt with it personally, when I was getting it, and I don't get it anymore, when I'd get them thoughts, worrying about them, so I'm still going to be around for my kids and whatnot, I just go, well, I'm getting these because they are my responsibility, and I love them that much. And I want to be around for them, and I have as much life and as much quality experience with them as I can, and that's all it is. So that worry is actually a positive thing, because you wouldn't have it. You'd never have it before, would you? You've got it now.
Just said, I never used to worry about it, and now I do. But because now my kids in my world, they were,
but you can see that, mate. Like I say, genuine post. You're putting about them every time when you're not knocking there, see that? See, I'm not a stalker.
To be honest, she dropped off in the car every day, right? And then I said, no, we are, because they enjoy getting the bus. So I could take them to the car, nursery in the car, take 5 minutes. It takes over half an hour and get 2 buses. But they enjoy it. So, and that's what they say, Daddy, are we going on the bus? Or, Daddy, you picking me up? Because when it's full day, she'll pick them up, or I'll meet them, and take them home in the car. With her on half a day, I'll get them and get the bus back, and then we'll go to Chippy and get some sausages.
Yes. That's why I do it with the kids. It's boss, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's boss. Yeah. Just on another point, because we'll wrap up in a bit. But have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
It's a laugh, innit?
I have, yeah.
See, I knew you. Because listen, you are a natural talker, and that's another reason I get you on. I should just stick with loads of compliments for now. But like, if there's any young lads who are on the cusp or getting into it, is there any bit of advice you'd tell someone who's like, just by chance watching it? It's like, stay away from the, or to help them out of...
I say, if you've never touched drugs before, keep it that way. I'm not saying about drink, everyone can have a drink, and if you can control it. I'm not going to say don't not drink, but because some people obviously drink and it's not a problem. Some people take drugs and it's not a problem, they can moderate. One thing I couldn't do was moderate, otherwise I wouldn't be sat where I am, or I wouldn't be sitting here probably now. Is if you've never took drugs before, just don't take them, because there's nothing good comes out of it. Another thing you got told when we joined the group, give me something positive or fun or great that's happened when you've been drinking drugs. Do you know, like natural? And you sit there and you're like,
it's boss, it seems like that break for these loads of self-reflection. Look at it, think about it, you tell me, that's good, brings it out. It's boss. Do you know what, I'll get in contact with them and see if they want to get on.
Yeah.
And talk about it, because honest God, what a shining advert it was.
It is.
Just that. Just
well, that's the hope, the shine. That's the whole thing. Their motto is break free, and they have a lamp, and the lamp shine a light on your addiction, and get it out there and fucking show everyone. Because, so what, if you've got a problem as well, right, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You'll hear that, you can't tell anyone that, you can't say this, you can't say that, but you know what, you can. And so if you find that you do tell someone, or because most of it I say, it's admitting it. Once you admit it and say, like, I've got a problem here, then it's a lot easier. And it's not hard to give up, but once you start, it's easier, and you get under control, and you know, because it's separation and awareness as well. You need your awareness when you're here at speaking, and then you need separation when you know it's not you, and not you and your addiction are two different things. It's your voice, but it's not you, because you don't want to do that no more. You want to do this, that wants to do that. So that's what it's about. So yeah, so I say it gets easier. Now I'm living the best life I could have asked for. Say, me kids love me. They love me back in the day, like, yeah, but now I can see the excitement they see when they see me. Even when I'm leaving the house or the shop, Daddy, where you going? Are you coming back? Are you staying here with us tonight, Daddy? you taking this to me that they're always asking me if I'm doing things with them. Daddy, can we go on an adventure? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with the mum obviously, but it's, say, when I set out to do this, it was to get them back. I got them back. I got myself back. And say, the main thing as well was peace of mind, getting peace. Like, sitting in the house, I couldn't sit in on my own without drugs, drink. Now, we have a bit of peace with my kids, but when I'm sitting there, and I can just watch the telly, and you don't have this like buzz, like white noise in your head. That's what it used to feel, like just there. Now, none of it. It's just, I'd say, peace of mind's the best thing.
Listen, if anyone watches it, and I mean, most people in Liverpool know you, don't they?
And you?
Yes, no, but it's not about you today. Yeah. But yeah, that would do, yeah. But all for good reasons, never bad. Yeah. And if you're watching, if there's anyone who has got issues or they want some motivation to get off it, one of the best things, probably add Alan on Facebook and get a positive influx of his mind medicine every day, because it is positive. His post now is so positive and so fantastic.
Most of the stuff I post is public anyway.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of followers who don't know.
Yeah.
I'm in a motivation group that I post my stuff on. So I am Arlo Bailey. He does it.
Love Arlo. There's shout as well.
Yeah, so he always gets on me to post things, but he doesn't have to do it no more, just post it. I've got people from America, Australia and all that, and they follow me journey, and they always well wish me and all, and they say, even the other day, I've done a gratitude post about what I lost, what I didn't have, so what I've got now, and all spaces, what I've said, and they go on to me, I followed your story, I don't know you, but you know what, I fucking love you, what you've done. It's just, as I say, and say this as well, if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because at the time, I was just like, I can't do this. And that's your addiction talking to you again. You can't do this. Yeah, you're like, going to be like this forever. No, you're not. You just got to give 100%. And you get your life back.
Smash addictions, head in.
Yeah.
With a bit of positive violence.
It is.
Yes, that's Alan Steele, everyone. Follow him on Facey. Follow the rest of his journey. Yeah. And don't get cobs on when he says pennies. I think it's fucking fantastic. I'll see you, mate. Tune in to David Faulkner early every